There's just something about seeing live music or seeing a concert that enhances the experience of the music. Take yourself back to when you saw your favorite band, when you saw the greatest concert of your life. What is it that made that concert stand out? Was it being able to see the artist itself, see the message and the emotions they're trying to portray? Is it being able to feel the music with the loudspeakers? Or was it the venue you were at? All of these things combine into really play factors into being a good show. Having a good venue, such as Red Rocks Amphitheatre in Morrison, Colorado, really helps enhance the experience that one has at a concert. So there are a few things I would like to talk to you about Red Rocks Amphitheatre today. First thing we will go about is an overview, really, what is it? How did it come about today? The second thing we'll go over are a few activities that really anyone can enjoy at any point during the day. Last thing we'll go over are some thoughts of bands and people who have played there before and what they think of Red Rocks Amphitheatre. So the first thing we'll go over is really, what is Red Rocks? And that's really answered by, Red Rocks is an 800-acre park located just a little bit southwest of Denver metropolitan area, formed of 70 to 100-foot sandstone red rock monoliths. And according to Red Rocks Amphitheatre online, 300 million years ago, when the earth was still pushing together, it pushed these rocks out and formed really just a beautiful set of building-sized rocks that come out. At one time, this park was actually considered one of the 7 wonders of the world because the acoustics that the amphitheater itself produced was like nowhere else in the world. It was also considered, tried to be considered the Garden of Angels. And on July 4th, 1870, Judge Luther of Morrison, Colorado, got the town together and they all assembled to decide what they were going to call this. And being someone with much power, he tried to take it a step too far. He said, we the assembled of Morrison, Colorado, christen thee the Garden of Angels, and accurse he or they that changeth thy name. Now, he's kind of burned there because no one really paid attention to Judge Luther. The people of Morrison from that day on just called it the Park of Red Rocks. And that's really how we got the name it is today. Now we'll go forward a little bit at the turn of the 20th century. This is when it started getting popular. Many bands were coming in, many musical groups were coming in, and they were having theater shows and different local events. Though John Brisbane Walker, who was the original owner, saw the potential that this place really had. And the thing is, he didn't have the means, he didn't have the capital to make it all possible. So he found himself going to the city of Denver and pleading them to buy this from him, buy this set of 800 acres. After 3 years, in 1927, somehow it worked. City of Denver paid $54,000, and the possibility of having a world-class venue was one step closer. From that point, John Walker worked with the Civilians Conservation Corps and the Works Project Administration to set up some way to get labor and the materials needed available. He did it. He saw the dream that he wanted and he went and got it. 12 years later, they finished, and really, it's all been history since then. Many big bands, many big events, many different things have happened at Red Rocks that are quite memorable. And though the history may be a little bit dry, it's just an overview, it gives you good insight at how it became what it is today. And what it is today is a great activity center for people, and now I'd like to take a second to talk about some of those activities. The first of which is really the most popular, other than seeing concerts, and that's hiking. There are 3 different trails. They range from 1.5 miles to 2.5 miles long. Um, the main stretch just walks straight from the bottom, almost dead straight to the top, weaving through the different monoliths on the way up. This is a great way to take in the Colorado scenery, the Colorado wildlife, and really to take advantage of great trails. Though for those of you who are interested, it's very important that you take into consideration that it is 6,280 feet altitude, so the air is much thinner, there's far less oxygen. And that I got off of the Red Rocks online website. The second activity is biking. And coming from someone who's done this quite often, it's a challenge. It's something that it's 1.8 miles on the main stretch. It goes from the bottom to the top. And with thin air and straight up the whole way, it's a very, very good challenge. Though the good thing is when you get up top, you can explore around through the amphitheater, you could go to the visitors center, you can really just enjoy what you've accomplished getting to the top. And the great part about riding to the top is you get to ride to the bottom, and you just hop on your bike and roll all the way down. You'll need to use the brakes more than the pedals, and that's for sure. The way down, you can take on the scenery that you weren't able to take in on the way up, as well as over the ridge just east of the park, you can see all of downtown Denver and surrounding areas. So it's really a quite beautiful stroll. As I mentioned, when you get to the top, you can visit the visitor center. And really, it just looks like a big kiosk. You can't miss it. You walk in, and you go down a flight of stairs. And the cool thing is the flight of stairs takes you underneath the seating dug into the mountain. And what it consists of is a long hallway with many memories. Pictures line the wall of bands who have been there. Videos play of concerts that have played there. And lined up down the hall are wall-size plaques. Each one on the top say the year. And from there, it lists every single event and band and concert and film on the rocks, anything that had happened that year. It lists everything and the exact date. So it's pretty cool to be able to go back to 1940, the first year that they started doing concerts, and see who played. And you can really see your favorite bands, and you'd be surprised at how many big-time bands go there. Once you get to the end of the hallway, you can turn around and come on back, or you can eat at one of the restaurants they have there. They have a nice, very nice restaurant, and you get to experience a view from the backside of the amphitheater. For those of you who are interested in going, there are far more things. There are more visitor centers. There are more activities that you can partake in. But I recommend that you try to take them all on, as many as possible. Now, let's talk about a few of the bands, like I was saying, what they think of the Red Rocks Amphitheatre. And in a 2010 article by Wendy Kale, she interviewed String Cheese Incident, who is a band that has sold out every single show they've played since 1996. And they're actually getting ready to do a concert in August. And they said, we've been working our butts off for 2 months straight. We rehearse 6 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is a great honor to play at Red Rocks, and if you ever get the opportunity to play there, you take it and you don't look back. Now this just shows a band who is as good as String Cheese Incident, that has the experience they have. They still train very hardcore just to become ready to play here, as well as Widespread Panic. They said, we've been everywhere in the world, but this is the greatest venue in the world. And really that just shows that Red Rocks is like nowhere else in the world. And that's just it. You can't go anywhere to experience Red Rocks. You have to go there. A few things we went over today. We went over history, kind of the boring stuff, an overview of what it is, why it is, how it is today. Second, we went over activities that you can go, just a few of the activities. Third, we went over what a couple bands think of it. Though in the visitors section, you can really see what most of the bands that have played there think about it. So if you ever get the opportunity to take that 10-minute drive southwest of Denver, I recommend you take the chance and just experience Red Rocks Amphitheatre. Whether it's to ride a bike, to hike, to eat good food, to take in the scenery, or to see your favorite band. I highly recommend it, and thank you for your time.